Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Perceptivision. My name is Francisco, and today we're going to look at Batman the Legacy Cowl Chapter 2. Let me get you up to speed. Around April 26, 2022, DC Comics dropped an official NFT project called the Batcowl Collection. And one of the major utilities that was included in the Batcowl Collection was comic book voting. We voted on Chapter 1, now we got the second chance to vote on Chapter 2, and these are the results of the fans who are currently Batcowl holders. So, as you can see at this cover, fans got to vote for it. Now, the reason that I stress so hard about comic book voting is because something like the Batman IP, they haven't done this since 1988. This was Batman 427, and because it was the late 80s, at the end of the book, they gave you a number to call and decide whether Robin lives or dies, which kicked off the events of Death of the Family and even became an animated film called Batman Under the Red Hood, or I believe they have like a second one called Death of the Family, which is almost close to the same movie. And it's like, there's like a what if scenario of like, what if Batman dies instead of Jason Todd? But anyways, because of that vote, it changed the continuity of Batman going further on. And now you have the Red Hood, and he's a very beloved character now because of those votes. Those votes changed the history of Batman lore going forward. And now, in 2022, we got the same chance to do it again, almost 40 years after that happened. We're almost 6 years away from it being 40 years since that happened at the time, because this project started in 2022. But here we are in 2023. We have Chapter 2 now. So let's take a look at it. Now, if you don't remember, this book picked up directly after the first book. And at the end of the first book, Batman and Nightwing confronted Brainiac, and now they're in a slight predicament. A cool thing that we got to vote on regarding this was the support character, which was Superman. As you can see, we also had another choice, whether does Batman take him down alone, does Nightwing get to have him with Batman, or does Batman and Superman both take on Brainiac at the same time? We got to decide on this, and clearly the vote was Batman and Superman take down Brainiac together. I love the art. I think the art is very impressive. It was Jim Lee who came out with the artwork for this. I gotta say, some of it does look slightly different for me, for my liking, at least Superman's art. So in this chapter, Superman is now finding out that Batman has a protocol for the Legacy Cowl. The Legacy Cowl was the alien tech that Batman made in the event that there is no Batman in Gotham. It's just alien tech. It's technology that got stolen from him. And he supposedly had it even before Dick Grayson. This comic book is canon, so it goes with all the continuity that came before it. So from the 40s and up to the present, which I admire that. We also got to vote on where this chapter will take place. Where is that new evil lair? And it just so happens to be underwater. Another cool thing that we got to vote on was that suit that Batman is wearing right now and that subaquatic Batmobile. We also got to decide on that lettering for Up, Up, and Away, which that vote very much disappointed me. Maybe other fans liked it, but I didn't, because we had way better choices than the standard lettering for that. We had the bold red lettering. We definitely had more colorful choices, and we chose for the most standard, most basic one that they had, which honestly, Batman Batcowl holders, like, why would you vote for that? It doesn't. It's all right, but like, the first time I saw it, I didn't even notice it. We also got to vote on the entrance of the layer, as well as the next big bad who's supposed to be supporting the bad guys. So in this case, it was Lex Luthor. They had other ones, but I can't for the life of me remember. We also got to vote on his suit and the suits that his henchmen wear. Which is very interesting. Along with this vote also came Superman's fight move, which apparently they settled for the heat vision. And we also got to vote on this fight move for Batman. That's kind of cool to see. I'm trying to see what else we're missing. But I admire so much of the art and the stuff that came for it. It almost is reminiscent of the Batman Beyond suit. Except this suit is supposed to be Atlantean tech. We're also learning here that whoever it is that's messing with the bat is doing a bit better than most people would expect. So his rogues gallery isn't exactly doing this. And I believe that the main supervillain for this arc is supposed to be Brainiac. Our next issue is Killer Cowl, which is also the tagline that we also voted on. Now guys, I'm going to take you behind the scenes and we're going to take a look at all these votes and all the stuff that didn't make it. Those are the last pages. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be taking a look at the behind the scenes. These are the alternate covers that could have made it. The second one made it, and I voted for the third one, I believe, because I thought the third one looked the best. For supporting superheroes, we could have had Wonder Woman or Aquaman, but the Cowls decided on Superman was the best fit for it. And right here, we got to choose on how will Batman defeat the new big bad. And I voted for Batman defeats the villain on his own, but that didn't happen. Superman defeats the villain thanks to Batman's insight. Or Batman and Superman strike together to defeat the villain. All of these are different outcomes that could have happened in the comic. And I think the final decision was like Batman and Superman take him down. Now, who is the new big bad? It would be none other than Lex Luthor. We had two other choices. I believe Croc was one of them. We also got to choose on his suit. These suits, the colors on them, these were just concept art. But it's a shame because I kind of like the colors a little bit more on the concept than the final product. And I think they should have stuck with the concept art. I like the alien tech suit the best, so that's the one I went with. We also got to choose on the layer where this goes down. There was the Gotham City underwater cave. There was the luxury yacht, and there was the Blackgate Penitentiary. 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 Fuck, I always mess this up. Excuse me. Penitentiary. Just put in the damn robot voice. We also got to vote on the new Bat vehicle, which the final choice was an all-terrain Batmobile. We also got to vote on the suits that Lex Luthor's enforcers would be wearing. And the one that made it was the very first one. I chose the War Dog because it looked the most intimidating. We also got to vote on Batman's underwater suit. The final product was the Atlantean tech, but those are the other costumes that didn't make it. I know high tech reminds a lot of people, it's very reminiscent of the Arkham games, Arkham Knight. That's what the high tech suit reminds me of. The high pressure tech reminds me of the Court of Owls suit. But the Atlantean tech was the one that took the cake. But again, this wasn't the final product. This is just concept art, so the colors came out different in the comic. We also got to vote on Superman's fight move. I personally went with the Heat Vision because I thought it was the best one. But as you can see, there was the Thunderclap and the Flying Punch. And then we got to vote on the log line, which was the Dark Knight stands alone against Brainiac. We also got to vote on the episode name, which was Steel and Death. We also got to vote on Batman's fight move, which these are the other ones that didn't make it past. But I thought I voted for the kick, but I didn't. I voted for the Batarang Barrage. I should have went with the aerial assault because that honestly was my first choice. But I'm glad it still made it in there. I would have been happy with any of them, to tell you the truth. We also got to vote on the Bat vehicle's dramatic entrance. I'm surprised I even have this on video. We got it crashes into battle, which that one was the one that came out in the final product. I put jumps into battle. And then slides into battle was also a choice. We also got to vote on the font of the sound effects, which I believe selection B was the one that came out to be the final. Yeah, B, it's definitely B that came out to be the final one. This one, I did not care. I don't care too much. We also had the up, up, and away. This one disappointed me because we went with the most generic one that they had. And we could have had either the bigger text or the red text. So most cowl holders chose selection C. And I thought, damn, that sucks because the selection A really is the only one that stands out. And for the 38th vote, we had choose Batman's final line of dialogue in Chapter 2. I went with C. I have to save the world from me, which made a lot of sense considering like the stakes that are involved in the comic. And this is the ending tagline for the next issue, which I voted for B, and a lot of people voted for B. And there you guys have it. That was the votes for Chapter 2 of the Legacy Cowl.